The following video was pre-recorded on twitch.tv/codedman9000. More information on the stream times at the end of the video. Previously on Stone to Space, we began our story creating a small settlement. We then moved to a new area under the watchful eye of the king. After gaining the king's approval, we then began cultivating Shady Acres, a town that would grow and require 6 different products available to us before the 21st century. This was the end of Chapter 1. As we began Chapter 2, we started creating our third new town, which will later become a large sprawling city. We also began our first side story, focusing on a citizen named Cody Stone. We then went back to our main city and continued growing it. We started expanding towards the sea and started a downtown area with high-rising buildings. We practiced our traffic management by providing people with ways to get to their destinations in multiple cities around the world. Up next, we created an airplane company in Europe that transported multiple people around the continent. In our train program, we learned the ropes of how to create and control a train network. We then started our own town in the desert and grew the town up to level 4 by transporting various things by train that were either part of a recipe or transported directly to the town. We then finished our second side story by combining the 3 different companies again in Europe. We attempted to grow and take over our competitors, but unfortunately ended up going bankrupt. Hello and welcome to a Twitch Plays Along series called Stone to Space. We are in Chapter 2, The Modern Era. Today we are playing City Skylines 2. We've been out of this game for about a week, so I don't really remember what we were working towards last time we were on. I know we're trying to make this a downtown area with high-rise buildings, which we are working towards. I want to make... I think this is a park. No, what is this? Oh, these are for the upgrade buildings. So we can add more to this. That's what the alleyways are for. How do I get out of this? Exit? There we go. So this is going to be another high-rise plot. I think I'm going to fit one more building here, but I want these to be for the extensions to the medical clinic, since this is going to be used for this entire area of our main starting area. Now, okay, so Regis, thank you for doing the story command, because that was going to be the command I was going to look up. It said nothing about what we were doing ahead of time. I need to make it more descriptive. Well, Willow, you did the whole entire thing. You said what the story is about. There's a cat hair on my nose. Like always, 24/7. It doesn't help that I headbutt my cat to say hi. We want to get to Ani? No, you want to get Ani. So I don't know if we were working towards, like, saving money for something, but what we are going to do is that mug full of water. It's not full right now. It's maybe like 1/3. If you're going to do what I think you're going to do, I can fill up the rest of the way. There's a piece of tape still stuck to this from packaging. So what we're going to do, since what we did for the past week was play different games that were based on us learning how to do transportation. So we did mini motorways, I think, on Saturday. And that was for us to learn how to do highways and passenger vehicles. Then we did FlyCorp for planes, which we're not going to get into yet. Our town's too small for that. And then the last thing we did was... No, not the last thing. After FlyCorp, we did Railgrade for a couple days. There's a Bergmine in chat. This tape is really difficult to get off here for some reason. I'm getting distracted. Anyway, I got it off. Railgrade was for us to learn trains, so we can't get into outside trains on this map yet, because we have to buy quite a few squares going all the way up this highway, I think. Yeah, it's all the way up here. This is our closest connection to the outside with a train. So we're not going to do trains yet, but we are going to get into buses. So I have to save up a little bit for the bus depot, so that's what we're going to do. I could do a taxi depot, because every single icon that you're seeing right now is a taxi from outside the map. But we could have a taxi depot inside. So let's just unpause.
We interrupt this program.
Another hailstorm.
Special news bulletin.
A heavy storm is approaching the city, and the likelihood of
How
hail is very
do I
high.
turn off
Traffic slowdown?
weather after already starting the game? I never downloaded mods. I think those are default stuff. Anyway, interface maybe? No, I think this is a setting that I turn on at the very beginning and then you can't change it again. Nothing in here says weather. I don't think it's in general. No. But that...
Damage to crops
this
and property
pops
are
up
expected.
multiple times throughout
Citizens
each stream
are
and annoys
advised
me.
to remain indoors until the situation passes.
So we need to get, I think, 50,000 more. And we're getting a good amount. Is there any services we can put up to 100% that are not currently at 100? I mean, our road budget. Education is not at 100, but that's one of our most expensive things. What is our education coverage? Elementary school could be up higher. There is traffic over here. I did see this icon on the highway, but we can't do anything about that on the highway. This we can do something about, I think. Red light, maybe? It is one of our connections into the main highway. So they are using this quite a bit. So yeah, I am going to put a red light here. And then we'll do the drink redeem. Now usually I wouldn't put a red light because it slows traffic down, but I think they're just not getting a chance to cross the road, which is making it more traffic. That is value for money. Exclamation proud. As an IT person, I recommend not dumping a liquid on the computer. The computer would be fine, it's under the table. Anyway, let's attempt to drink this cold water fast without hurting my teeth. Cheers, Regis, by the way. Couldn't do it. This is almost like... No, it is ice cold. Not almost is. Which is weird, because my mini fridge has a hard time with its freezer, but the refrigerator gets things close to freezing. I almost choked on air before taking the sip. Now, I hope you know that we're going to have to take a break in like 10 minutes. There's only a little bit left, by the way. It has about as much water in it as before I filled it. All done, Regis. I would completely...
To bring you a special news bulletin. Radar readings indicate a tornado is
I heard a
approaching the
message.
city and will be visible
Oh,
soon.
I got a
Citizens
achievement.
seek
There
immediate
is a
help.
tornado, as this person was just saying. Excuse me. There it is. So apparently you get an achievement for having a tornado. Anyway. I need to get up again. Because I have to put the water back. You know what? I'm not going to put it back in the fridge. Go leave it out. So here's for the next redeem whenever someone is ready. And now I got the hiccups from drinking all the water. Put this over here. I have a piece of my cat's hair on my lap. Now that's done. I gotta go get groceries and head home. Should be back before you end. Okay, but Regis, have fun. Make sure to buy the Lego Optimus Prime from Target if you have a Target. I don't know how far retail stores in America stretch. But anyway, you have to go to wherever you can buy a Lego Optimus Prime. And then I'll go. You do not have Targets. Okay. Target is pretty much... I think a lot of people know what Walmart is. I don't know how outside the US Walmart goes. But Target is considered the posh Walmart. And they have a good selection of Legos compared to Walmart's more child-orientated Lego sets. So, anyway, what I was trying to say is you go get the Lego Optimus Prime, and then I'll go get the Lego Optimus Prime in my area. And then we'll do a co-stream where we build them together. Do I have your attention now? Aries. That sounds really cool, actually. Oh, well, that is different. It is a business expense. I mean, it's a tax write-off, right? I'm kidding about the tax write-off part. I would do a co-stream with you, though, if you want to. Not even, like, Lego related. Speaking of co-stream, if Sophie is still willing, I don't know if the time zone differences is going to be an issue. I'm looking at where we have trees, which is why we should do something, for sure. I don't know what to work towards while we wait for money. What time would work for me?
Interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin.
A heavy storm is
Today?
approaching the city, and the likelihood of hail is very high.
Trying to say,
Traffic
I think I
slowdowns
messaged
and
you
damage to
in.
crops and property are
I
expected.
think I sent you a DM
Citizens are
with the correct
advised to
time in
remain
your time zone
indoors
from when I
until
get done
the
work.
situation passes.
I get done work in 7 hours. I think that's pretty late in the night for you. But not super long. That's fair. Or we could do it tomorrow or Friday, right now. It'd be up to you. I do purposely stream Monday and Wednesday during this time for the European viewers. Because you guys are cool. There is a dump truck. Trash truck. That had an accident here. And disappeared. What did that cop do to the truck? And there's a dead person over here. John Hitman going to work. It's this building. Linda Maitland. Alright. We need low density residential and a little bit of commercial. Now I can tell just by the shape of these buildings that this is all commercial. And I remember putting residential here, which I'm not too thrilled with anymore. I don't like the look of it. Thank you for doing the new redeem. I forgot that that was there because we'll redeem drink water when we're doing the countdown. But to explain that redeem, which if I can pull up my stuff, I can see what I'm doing. So, the roll for a mug redeem can only be used once throughout the stream. And that was supposed to be meant for when the first drink water redeem is, which Willow just did the second water redeem. So no, Will, I'm not gonna do the dishes. Unfortunately, we already have a mug picked out for the stream. More dishes, no. I lost my train of thought on what we were doing here. Anyway, cheers to Willow before I forget to drink water. There's another accident. Alright. Maybe we build a little bit over here? Come off this road? And this is a main road that probably should... go this way? There are houses here. Oh, it's a barn. My bad. And a little garage. I think we keep this as like a novelty thing. I think that we're gonna actually bring this road up here and connect it into this roundabout, which is the highway. And we can either continue it both directions to the left and up, or to the right and up. Which to the right and up here would make a great access to this plateau. So let's bring it up this way. Now that has a divider in the center of it. Which one is free tool? Continuous, there we go. Bring you up this way. And then to prepare for going that way, I guess we'll just bring it up straight. No, it's going to be a little curved. Right there.
Welcome.
That looks
Pull up a chair
horrible.
by the fireplace, or wherever. Adventure awaits, and yet waits for no
Why
man.
did it
Tarry not. This is salt
divot like that?
Industry in the region is on the rise, and when business is doing well, that floats our boat.
There's no sinking
I am
this
going
boat,
to...
And on to
try
our
and do
main
this
feature
again.
story. The commercial district is booming as the
Why
area
does
is
it dip
attracting more
down and then come
high-end
back up?
stores.
I
bringing
know
the
that
latest
it's not a
luxury
flat
to our
area right
neighborhood.
there.
You can now shop for designer
So maybe
shoes
we
while sipping a fancy local Jarva mate.
Curve it
Or
up
so
this
my wife
way
tells
and
me.
then
That's
through the
good for
trees.
business and good for the community.
Thanks, Jim. We'll be
If I
back.
were to do something like this. There is a peak... There's a Pokemon I always have an issue trying to say. Muku, I think? You know what? Instead of guessing what it is, I want to know what Willow says what it's pronounced as. I want to hear Willow say Pokemon names. I think it'd be funny.
We interrupt this program.
Another
to bring you a
hailstorm.
special news
See,
bulletin.
this is
A severe
gonna happen like
hailstorm
every
is
10
approaching.
minutes.
Damage
And
to
it annoys
crops and property is expected.
me so much.
We urge citizens to stay inside.
I
until the
want
storm
to
is passed.
upgrade this road. Put this here. We now have enough money for the bus depot. So we're going to do that in just a moment. And we've been pointing our services up here. The welfare office, water pumping station, the road maintenance depot, and our cemetery. Which, are you getting full? No, you're not even close to being full. But what I like to do is when we're doing our transportation services, I like to have them near a direct access to the highway. So whether or not it's near like a toll booth ramp going into a highway or just an access like this. So what I'm going to do is first find out how big this depot is. Now there are... Oh, we have to save up for the bus station too. We have 2. And the only difference is, well, this one has a higher upkeep. There's a lower noise pollution, but it's 1 less platform. But it's cheaper. We could do the small bus depot though, or bus station. Honestly, I might get a loan after buying the depot and buy this bus station. Now, I'm gonna place this down randomly and see what upgrades it has. And then we're gonna delete it and move it. Or no, we don't have to delete it, we can just move it. Extra garage. So it does have extra buildings. Can I close out that? Thank you. So I was thinking about putting it right here. Which would mean that we'd have to push out the ground. I also noticed that, first I'm going to pause before explaining. This entire road right here is not flat. And I want it to be flat or at least inclined properly. So we right click this roundabout. I want to have a smaller brush size, maybe 50. That's about 1 road. If we bring this hopefully in a straight line. That should make this road more even. I think it is this one? No, it's asymmetric. It's this one. See, that looks better to me. Do I do it to this one too? I'm gonna ignore that for now. What I'm gonna do is focus on the ground over here. I do want to try and smoothen out what we just did. And then I think we're just gonna do a flat terrain over here.
This is an emergency broadcast.
There's another
To all
hailstorm.
citizens.
A severe hailstorm is approaching. Damage to
What's a
crops
good
and
level
property
for
is
this?
expected. We urge citizens to stay inside.
Maybe
until
somewhere in the
storms
middle of
pass.
these 2 black lines. It's like this. It wouldn't be too weird. I mean, it is getting very high further out, but that's because it's going downhill at that point. That we could put like a key wall on top of this, or next to the road. I mean, that just looks highly unrealistic here. Let's try some softening around the edges. I want to know what's going on with my visuals. 'Cause it's not the TV. There's just a bit of lag. Maybe it's because I am still uploading. We're at 91% though. Bring this out more. Can I have you... That's actually pretty good to me. Try and straighten this out a little bit more. Do we... Whoops. I'm gonna ignore that. Do we keep it this high? We might bring it down in sections, so it's like a staircase. That might work out. Now, this road seems to be in a perfect spot for this depot. I'm on the wrong road, that's why it's not snapping right. There we go. So if I bring this straight out for now, we're gonna end up moving this in some way. This should be relatively flat. I know it goes uphill. And now we can bring this depot over here. Not enough money. I don't have $34,000. Look at that, I don't. We are going to get a loan, but first I need to have OBS here. Yeah, I don't remember how to get a loan, but I'm assuming towards those loans. Do I already have a... Oh, that's what's going on. We're already paying off a loan. Okay. So what are the increments of paying it back? Yeah, anything you set it to. Or whatever your max amount is. No, I don't want to get more. Okay. So I think we're just gonna have to wait it out. We can't get a depot, but we can put bus stops around. So let's pick out what we're gonna do to bus stops. I think we're definitely gonna have to put 2 bus stops in this area for all these people. I don't want to put them on the main road, because that will cause a lot of traffic. So if I put one here and then one on this side, should probably have 2 up in this area. So I'm gonna put one over here, one on the far left. And then anything over here would be temporary. One here and here. We should have one in this area for industry. And then even though we don't have any buses for it yet, or no, this... We don't need a station yet. Okay. I want... Oh wait, how would this work? Never mind. I think I can go here to this one, then come down to here, to this one, to this one, and then we go back. That is 1 bus line, and we already have vehicles coming out. Now, this is going to cost us money. So hopefully we gain some amount from these buses. I would like to change the color of this line. I'm thinking red. Now that should change the color of the vehicles as well. I mean, it does, but from a distance, they're white. I don't know if that's like a... No, it's not snowing. So I don't know. Well, we have a red bus line going around, picking up people, bringing them around the town. So that should ease up on the traffic. As we, again, try to plan out our city. Do we make a small area for just a bunch of office spaces? I don't know. What I do know is that we're going to put some residential stuff up here. That is horrible. Put a few houses in this. A few around these cul-de-sacs. And then we need a small portion of not residential, of commercial. So I'm going to put a small thing of it right there. Man, it looks like we need offices yet again. So we could plan out this little area over here to being some offices. I'm also thinking about
A driving
cutting
advisory has been issued for the immediate area
ground
due to
back
poor
here a
road
little bit.
conditions. Please exercise
if I were
caution if you must
to
drive, and try to stay off the
flatten
streets until
this.
conditions improve. This has been a
something
local
like
public
here,
service
and
announcement.
then a
A
little bit
driving
away
advisory has been
from the
issued for the
mountain.
immediate area
We're
due
gonna
to poor
smoothen
road
it out in a
conditions.
little bit.
Please exercise caution if you must drive, and try to stay off the streets until conditions improve.
So that
This has been a local public service announcement.
should be a little bit better. And then quick brush
You're
strokes.
listening to soft rock, but sometimes we let the dice of fate decide what
And I think that looks alright.
Just need to take out
Another thing we can do is paths,
Ouch!
right?
Saving throw,
I think we have
please.
paths somewhere.
And all right, fellow dragon riders.
That's parking. I don't know where paths would be.
Industry in the region
I
is
haven't
on
used
the
a path in a
rise,
while.
and when business is doing
That's an
well,
alley.
that
That's
floats
not
our
what it
boat.
was.
There's no sinking this boat, Glenda. Local
Would it be
stargazers are in
parks?
for a real treat tonight, as the aurora borealis
not gonna
is
be parks.
expected to light up the night sky.
Oh, it's over
That's
here.
right,
Okay.
Jim. Don't forget to look up this evening.
So what I
It
want to
promises
do
to be
is
quite a sight.
too much slope. Oh, invalid shape. Here to here. We're gonna add some walkable areas. And I think the people here would want to go straight into their stores. So if I go slope too steep. If I start from here. Come down here and then go over here. Oh, that got rid of that house. Well, it wasn't a house yet, so I'm gonna ignore that. Do we do a section of row housing over here? I think we do. We make a little, I was trying to stray away from having a gridded system up here, but I think for row houses, it might look cool if we do a grid. So if I go to there, and then that way, I want this in the center. We're gonna go to the back of that building. I don't want to add too many entrances or intersections, but I do not want to just have them all in one entrance. So maybe we, you know, I am going to keep them all in one. We'll do like a T section here. So if I'm able to, we'll have some houses right on the alley. And I think that is a medium density thing. So we're gonna have to wait. We do need offices.
Who's that Pokemon?
There's a Bidoof in chat, if anyone would like a Bidoof. I'm thinking we empty out these two plots here and make this all offices in this little area. So if I were to go like this and then right click and right click, let those buildings go away. It is going to mess with our residential stuff, but over time we'll get it better. What is with these houses? Get rid of these off of that main road. How are we doing on money? We're still making money, but we're making less than what we did before we had this bus depot. Can I move yet? No, it's 35. Okay. So if we go in here and we make this entire thing. Wait a second. This is labeled for housing. confused. Anyway, I think a little section here of offices would be far enough away from this that it wouldn't look too drastic of a high-rise difference. What is this building? Are you the same icon as this? You are not. So you're smaller than this. That would probably be a better way of bringing the buildings down. So this building should be this. What if we change this section to being the buildings that are residential and commercial? We could do the same over here because I see more blue in this area. Unless those are services? Whoop, no, it's definitely not a service. It's nothing now. So if I were to right click, left click, same with this building. So you were a studio. There's a tattoo studio right here. That's a firehouse, that's a police station. Those are the only two that I knew of that were over here. Now, our commercial demand is going up. How do I make more people come in? Do I just do a big area that's just for commercial? I did want to build more on this side. I also want to know how to unlock a mall. Would that be in here? Large parks, sport parks, large tourist attractions. Would it be any of these? No. This is communication for mail and other stuff. We could use a little bit more mail coverage. Some of these roads are a bright red. So let's put one down here. I will go in this area next. One here. I think that's good. I'll put one over here. What about this? We could use another one of these towers. Now it gets green really far out here. Is it better uphill? It might be better when it's uphill. Yeah, look at that. It turns green. But then down here you have to be like right next to each other and stack the signals. Well, that's something to keep in mind. How do I put them all? Is it this building? Well, we have that. We didn't place this down yet. Where would you fit in our high rises? Probably right here.
We interrupt this program.
Oh,
to
there's
bring you
another
a
tornado
special news
somewhere.
bulletin. Radar readings indicate a tornado is approaching the city and will be visible soon. Citizens should seek immediate cover.
Oh, whoa! It's up there at the highway. Maybe it's something I have to unlock. I don't think it is. I need a mall for one of our next side stories. Would it be tourist attraction? Well, there's a water park, art museum, medieval castle. Is there no mall in this game? These are all props. While I'm doing this, I'm also waiting out the timer for our money, so it's not that I'm doing nothing for this. Where would... I'm spacing out. I know there's different buildings that we can place down. Is it signature stuff? And I just didn't go into it? Is it commercial? No, that's residential. Is it any of these? What about industry? What about offices? No.
A driving advisory has been issued for the immediate area.
I don't think there's a mall in this
road
game.
Conditions. Please exercise caution if you must drive and try to stay off the streets until conditions improve. This has been a local public service announcement. A driving advisory has been issued for the
That's
immediate
unfortunate
area due
because,
to poor road
you
conditions.
know what?
Please exercise caution if
We're
you
gonna
must
take
drive and
a
try
little
to stay
short
off the streets
detour.
until conditions
By the way,
improve. This has been a
YouTube
local
video is
public
now
service announcement.
uploaded. It is not live because there's a YouTube process that they have to go through and check stuff. But anyway, I'm going to take a moment here to Google the game that we're currently playing.
The tank, no doubt.
Shopping
I know
center.
the mighty warrior. So here's his question. Did you ever really ride a dragon? I thought dragons only allowed the bravest and wisest amongst us to mount them. Why, that's a very sage question, Axel Throb. And yes, you're quite right. They're extremely selective about their friends. Less so with their enemies. In all honesty, I didn't really so much ride
it's these
the
kinds
dragon,
of
more like I danced upon its back and it thrashed and wrestled about as I stabbed it repeatedly
No, there
with the short
definitely is
sword. Yes, I
Mall
know.
of Lakewood.
Elegant approach. It all kind of ended in a
That
draw,
is what it's
actually.
called.
Anyway, a dragon rider sounds rather better than dragon stabber, and it really is
Oh, no,
only a
no,
slight
no.
exaggeration in the circumstances. So I do hope you'll forgive the indulgence. Thank you for the question and for listening and for absorbing all that damage. I'm
Yeah,
sure
this
the
one's
rest
saying
of
that
your
they don't
party
have malls at all in this
appreciates
game.
that meaty courage. This is Soft Rock Radio.
A housing shortage is driving
So,
up prices in the
I
area.
think what we
That's
will
right,
do
Glenda. But
is
apparently that's not all good news.
create a
We're joined
mall,
today by
in a
an
way?
Expert guest, Professor Nutbutter.
Welcome, Professor. So a housing shortage is bad for the people trying to move here, right?
Humans are programmed to
How
desire
would we
certain
do a mall? I think we come off the
representations within
highway.
ideological reward structures, which are entirely apart from the actual rewards enjoyed.
And do
For
something over here.
example, consider
Let's keep doing the roundabout system that we have
Is the
going.
housing shortage going
So I'm
make
going to
me
do...
by certain metrics, perhaps
One of these.
yes, in the short term.
I'm not going to do the
I
one
like the
parking.
sound of
Why
that.
can I not
What we are
build on this?
discussing is the study of a statistical abstraction and its effect.
We come
on
off
the
here.
human
Thank you, Professor.
It is a question
Then-
of priorities.
Roundabout with a tree?
Industry in the region is on
I
the
want a
rise,
bigger
and
roundabout.
when business is doing well, that floats our boat.
There's no sinking this boat, Glenda.
That I think is better. After this, how do we have people coming in and out of here? I think we go further out straight. I then think we should buy another plot of land. So I'm gonna go here. Whoops.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin.
Increasing
we have a
areas of
forest fire
forest are
somewhere.
being
I just got an
engulfed by
achievement
flames.
for it.
The thick smoke rising from the fire makes the air dangerous to breathe. Citizens are advised to vacate any premises
somewhere
near the
a tree is on
fires
fire.
and remain at a safe distance until emergency services manage to get the fires under control.
But, oh, it's way out here. Anytime there's a weather thing on the map, it says that it's in your city, even if it's not part of your buildable area. I think that we should buy both of these, maybe? Can I afford buying both of them? I cannot, but I can afford this one, which we're currently trying to build in. Do we add a tiny bridge going across here? I think we will. Because we said that we could bring this road this way. How would I go about doing this? I think we go here to here and then out? Or do we do a straight junction out? I think we do a straight junction. If I were to go to this road and bring you straight across, is there a spot where you do not go down? If I go like this. And a little more. A little more. I'm looking at the... I can't point to it with the mouse because the road just moves with it. But if you look at the very middle of the bridge, it says plus 6.6%. When it is a plus, that means the slope is going up, and a negative means it's going down. I'm trying to get that to 0. Now, saying that, I do realize that I made this taller on the left side, but we can also bring it out further, and it goes down. Like going up here, there should be a point where it goes close to 3. But anyway, we're going to go down. And I want to keep it somehow ground level on this side. Looks like we're still going up. So what if I go to 5? 2.5? 2.5 does another slope thing. Can I go up slowly? And it doesn't go downwards? We might want to start from the current left side of the river and then come over. We go up again. That's a 3.5, but it's not flat on the left side of the bridge. Alright. What I'm gonna do, because the whole point of me doing this was so that I could get... First, we're gonna take a little intermission here. There is a Nidoqueen in chat. That is a Gen 1 Pokemon, and as I do, I'm gonna try and catch it, because I'm trying to catch all the Gen 1 Pokemon in the Pokemon community game in chat. Okay, back here. The whole point of me doing the bridge over here was so that I could get a 90-degree bend. So we are going to go like this, just so that I can get the point there. And then what I'm going to do is get rid of the bridge. Is it going downhill? Maybe that's what's going on. I think it is going
Storm
downhill.
spotters have reported
How
a tornado
is
currently heading towards the city. Extreme
the
wind
area over
conditions
here?
are expected. All citizens are advised to seek shelter
Everything's
at
on a
this time.
slope. I kind of want this to actually be a little bit more flat. I want a stark contrast down this side, but then I want it smooth up here. Yeah, like that. Well, with it going downwards, this part of the road's gonna mess up the bridge to begin with. So if we were to delete this, then I'm trying to think of how to make where to make this flat from. Honestly, let me get rid of the entire road. We are going to make a flat line where the roundabout is. And I'm just going to move the camera instead of moving the mouse. So if we bring this all the way out to here, I know that's not entirely straight because the camera dips down when we go over the water. But then we do the same on this side. And bring this to where it would meet the road or wherever it goes into this hillside. Where it would still be considered flat. So it looks like it's only to right here. Going further up that way seems to mess with the ground more. But at least now we have a flat road. Or we will in a second. Why are you doing weird things here? Can I
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news
get rid of you
A heavy
and then
storm
put the
is
road back
approaching
in?
the city, and the likelihood of hail is very high. Traffic slowdowns and
Good
damage
Siri
to
bot.
crops and property are expected. Citizens are advised to remain indoors
keep
until
this
the
at
situation
0.
passes.
So right there. And then roundabout. We're gonna put this roundabout back in. Get this road. Bring it straight across to here. And then wherever the line is, which is right there. Now we get rid of this, and we just bring this road 90 degree all the way down to this road. On the very left of the screen, we can see
broadcast to all citizens.
A heavy
it is at
storm is
90
approaching
degrees.
the city,
And
the
then coming
likelihood
this
of hail
way,
is very high.
it's going to go through
Traffic
that hill a
slowdowns
little
and
bit.
damage to crops and property are expected. Citizens are advised
But
to
as long as
remain
it's not a big
indoors until the
bump.
situation passes.
I'm okay with a steep incline, but as long as it doesn't go back down and up like waves, that's what I'm trying to avoid. Alright, I'm going to tell Siribot goodbye. Just to, oh, I caught Nidoqueen. Just to befriend Siribot more. And to try and mess with Regis if he's still here. Okay, next thing we're gonna do. We're gonna smoothen this out a little bit. Where it goes into the mountain. So that hopefully we can't notice it. On this side we're gonna notice it no matter what. Alright, now we're going to plan out a little commercial area. So it's going to be like an outdoor shopping area. Because it seems like we don't have an actual shopping mall. This is a little diner. It's kind of like a small house. I've placed it down before. This one is a longer area. It's nothing big. One-stop station. So we could... That's level 5 and high density. We could work to place all these. No, we can't because this would take quite a lot more commercial buildings. So what I'm gonna do is alleyways, one way, maybe a one-way road. Bring you up here, then this way. This is our main artery, but it's not the only road that's going to be up here. That is 90 degrees, but it didn't look like it. Okay, and then... Oh no, we want parking. If I upgrade this now. I do not like it being that skinny. Is there a double one-way road with parking? Wait, what's the difference between the one that I have clicked here and the other one? Oh, the lines are different. Okay. You are dual lane. I want two-way, one-way. No, this is divided. That's the difference. Okay. Perpendicular parking alley. That's a two-way road. This, I'm guessing, is another two-way. Yes. Alright, so it looks like they don't have a option for what I'm trying to look for.
Due to poor road conditions. Please exercise caution if you must drive and try to stay off the streets until conditions improve. This has been a local public service announcement.
What if it's one of these? No, this is just two lanes going both directions. Yeah, that's too big of a road for this. We might end up just doing a two-way road. What would it look like? I'm actually liking it more, now that I think about it. We are going to keep the lights here because there's going to be a lot of traffic coming this way. Then I'm going to bring this one out that way. Now, the... Can we do alleyway? Excuse me one moment. Well, main audio is not set up, right? Hold on. If it was still picking up noises... Okay, it's fixed. The popping noise that you were hearing was me pressing the mute button on the actual microphone itself. Back in here. I think we add a little alley lane in here. I want to do it straight down here, but that would connect it to the main road. So maybe just to get a bearing of where it is, something like this. And then out this way. We're not going to build anything on the highway, so I do like where the plots are there. This one, on the other hand, how do we do this? I think I want it curved. Or do I? Yeah, I do. But not right away. That's what I'm thinking. Bring you straight out first. And then curve you. And then... Hold on. Nope. Nope. We're going to change it once again. I need to come out straight this way. And I also wanted it to go this way first. So straight line. Then curve you. No, not like that. Ah, got rid of the whole thing. So I want a straight portion first. To here. And then like this. Ah, that's better. Do we add more parking? This is going to be a back alley, like an actual alley. This road, on the other hand, Pacific Lane, could have parking on it. What does the alleyway parking look like compared to the other that was one way. That's not what I meant to click on. That's what I wanted. Or do I want this one to match the other road? Why does it do this no sidewalk thing? Is that the difference between the two? If that's so... let's not do that. We'll do something like this. How does the divided one look, though? No, we don't want divided. Okay, this is all just for commercial. So at some point this is going to be high density instead of low density. And I want to keep them off this main road, but not off this main road. So, since I can see where it starts, I'm going to do this here. And then when we need to place more down, because now all of our commercial needs are gone. Do we add a bus stop over here? I think we should. So if I were to do something like this, where can I place you? Honestly, this might be the best point right there in the center. You come in, come out. Next thing I need to do is grab this line. I want to see where it is. How? I see where you are. There we go. That's what I wanted. And if we click and drag... no, that doesn't do it. How do we add a stop to something that's already existing? Is there a button in here that I need to do? It might be I have to be in the bus line tool and then I can click and drag? That's what it is. Okay. I knew it was click and drag. That is bad orientation there. Let go. We're going to... I'm going to change this to being a covered bus stop. And there is parking here. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Let's put it before the alley. And then I'm going to delete that. Now if we go back into here, go back into this. There's a bag on in chat. Now how should we do the new route here? I think we change these two bus stops here to being on the other side of the road. So if I were to go like this and like this, we're then going to change the orientation. First one, this is an easy one. You just flip it over. And then over here, we're going to right click on that, gets rid of that bus stop. And then we're going to bring you to that side. Now I go in here, I get rid of hopefully the correct ones in both. Back into here, make sure that they're still going clockwise. They are, but now we can freely add the bus stop at the commercial area without it interfering with anything. Although, they seem that's a quicker way. Okay, so let's put the stop back where it was originally. I think now that we moved the other two stops, that it's readjusted. Because I don't want them to cross over paths. Okay, do we put taxis anywhere? Small taxi depot or taxi depot? Let's do small. Where would you look perfect? Probably way out here where you kind of blend into surrounding area stuff. So I'll put you there. I think we can move this now. I wanted this out of the way. I don't want you to be going uphill on the left. This is fine. I'm okay with that. I'm pretty sure a bus could do that turn. And then if we were to look at these, it can be upgraded down the entire road. This one, I would only place one, which I don't have enough money to show you an example, but then we can place them all down this side of the road, which is what I wanted. We also have the option of turning them into electric buses. I'm not a fan of electric buses, IRL, so we're not doing that. Taxis, maybe. We have upgrades for more vehicles, and a dispatch center allows taxis to pick up passengers from all over the city, not just dedicated taxi stands. So what we would need to do next for taxis, specifically, is to place a bunch of these in random places. So I think they would probably be used more in
issued for the immediate area
the
due
industrial
to poor
area.
road conditions. Please exercise caution if you must drive and try to stay off the streets
I'll
until
put
conditions improve.
like
This
one
has been a
in the residential
local public
area.
service announcement.
and then one way out here. Even though we already have buses going there.
Welcome, friends. Pull up a chair by the,
What's next? It
fireplace.
looks like we want more commercial.
Adventure awaits, and yet waits for no man.
Ooh, we also upgraded to a big town.
Industry in the
So what did we
region is
unlock with
on
that?
the rise, and when business is
Can I
doing
look
well,
at
that
it?
floats our boat.
There's no sinking.
Oh, we have
this
to go to
boat,
milestones.
Glenda.
Big town
We're
unlocks
live,
700 more,
and we're getting reports about a
700,000
traffic
more
accident,
that we can take from a loan.
somewhere,
It also
in the
unlocks
city.
Road
the
maintenance services have
European
already been
and North
dispatched,
American
traffic flow
high-density
should return to
housings.
normal. But if you're planning a quick trip out,
So
you
we
might want to
could
wait a
do
little while
actual
until everything
skyscrapers
clears up.
now.
If you're in it, you already know about it. No use reminding.
I'm not sure
you.
how we
Meanwhile,
would go about
expect
doing
delays
so.
and drive safe.
These are offices. Maybe we spread higher buildings going this way, going up the highway. Well, the game crashed. Welcome in, first time chatter. I think you redeemed the 1 point redeem earlier. So thank you for stopping in, saying hi. You do, on the other hand, have to do exclamation pokey start, apparently. So that you can get your, I don't want to call it profile. Oh, your starter was a Puplio. Cool. I forget if you get to choose who your starter is, and there is something stuck to my nail. Now, unless it automatically gave you Pokeballs, which you'd be able to see if you scroll down on the browser, it'll be underneath this stream, where it'll show you what you have. If you have any balls, you can do exclamation Poke check, and then if you have a specific ball you want to use, you type in that name, or you can just leave it as just Poke catch, and it'll do a random ball. If you want to buy more, you have to do exclamation Poke shop, then the name of the ball, and then the price, or the amount. So anyway. And the Pokemon escaped. So the young goose is no longer with us now. I'm going to move this over because the autosave is after this. We also added the taxi stand over here. Not the taxi stand, but you guys know what I mean. Now, our routes. Okay, buses over here was not updated. So we're going to go back over here since I know how this is going to end up looking. Get rid of you. Over here, we wanted... I already forget. You're welcome. I try to help anyone that comes in for the Pokemon stuff. We want to click this button, bring you on that side of the road, and then cancel, add you there. You can also occasionally get items. I don't know how to use the items. I'll just be straightforward with that. I know they do different things, but I don't play the community game. I kind of just do it for collecting the Pokemon. Is there a stop right here? Or is that just on the line? No, it's a bus on the line. Okay. Now, next thing, we wanted taxi stands in various places with high traffic. So it'd be the industry. And I think I had one way over here for all the residential, and then one out here. Commercial area. And then I remember we were just about to start putting more commercial. So let's do this, and... Now, did it say we had high density residential? Oh, we didn't unlock Big Town yet. So we're a few moments ahead of where we were. And we're going to put a whole bunch of commercial here. It's going to mess with the river a little bit, but it shouldn't do anything downstream. I think we're going to be fine. Do we put some offices in this area? I think we will. We'll make this small little corner piece there as just offices. I also just got a notification saying that one of our fellow community streamers is live. So let's do a shout out. I don't know what they're playing, but Kebby and Liz are currently live. Kebby and Liz were one of my main people that gave me advice on becoming a streamer and stuff. So I give them a lot of credit for it. Why are there no parking spaces here? Oh, because it's an inn. Gotcha. So they actually mess with the parking for entrances and exits to the buildings. That's a nice attention to detail. I'm guessing there's going to be a parking space right there. They is good people. They are. Inspiration. That's the word I was having a blackout for. Kebby and Liz was an inspiration to start streaming, along with Small Town Sophie, who is in chat. I think it was the three of you. I think I met Regus and Willow after. Does this bus go around the alleyway and come out? I think it does. Yeah, they are going down here and looping around. Why are they not just going straight this way? Can they not make that turn or
We
something?
interrupt this program to bring you a
There's
special
another
news
tornado.
bulletin.
I just wanted to
Storm
see
spotters
if you were
have
cute, to
reported
be
a tornado
honest.
currently heading towards the city. Extreme wind conditions are expected.
Okay,
All
Sophie,
citizens are
whatever you
advised
say.
to seek shelter at this time.
Yeah, why are they going? They should go this way. Huh? We're now in Big Town. We already know that. So now we have the high density residential stuff. And it looks like we need even more commercial. Now this is not at all how I wanted our mall area to go. No small building there. I wanted one building that's a mall. And I feel like either I'm looking in the wrong area down here.
This is an emergency.
There's another
broadcast to all
tornado?
citizens.
Wasn't there just a
Radar
tornado?
readings indicate a tornado is
Oh, it's right
approaching
there.
the city and will be visible soon. Citizens should seek
Okay.
immediate cover.
That's another thing to work on. Spacing out. Are these row houses? They are row houses. They seem oddly placed there now. I think I want these buildings over here. What icon is this? I think it's the middle one. Does that say there's 13 pets? No, it's got to be 13 people, right? No, there's definitely more than 13 people. 13 families? Anyway, I was looking at that so I know which icon to change this area to, and I'm pretty sure it's this one. This seems weird being row houses. I don't want them up there. That was a misclick. Let's get rid of you. And I'm going to fast delete most of these because they're going to be placed in the wrong spots. What are you? Are you supposed to be there? I think you're supposed to be there. And where are you rotated to? Because if you're on this road, that's not where you're going. Going off of this, I think that is rotated the wrong way. Bye. I think we should go around the town and add parking lots. It helps with traffic, I think, in some way or another. And I don't remember where it is. Is it in roads? It is. Okay. So nothing too like large and extravagant. Something like this. What are the other options? Modest parking? That's too small for what I'm thinking. That's like half that size. This one could be nice. What about this one? Very long, very skinny though. That's the original one that I was thinking of. I can't see anything through this overlay, so I don't know what it looks like aside from the blue icons. That's not what I want. This one would be good for a high density area. So I think we can squeeze this in over here. We will forget the idea of having this small portion for upgrading this building. And I want you to be only an inn on this road. Which I think would have worked. No, they're going in anywhere they want. Alright, you're not the parking lot I want then. I mean, you're the right size, but you're not the one that I want.
Welcome, friends. Pull up a chair by the
I feel like this isn't one that I want either.
fireplace.
But I don't know what it looks like.
Adventure awaits.
Is this the same exact one? No, it's not. This is the one I want. Okay. I
A housing shortage
let's delete
is driving
you.
up prices in the area.
That's right.
Goodbye.
But
Everyone pick up your
apparently
cars.
not all good.
There are a lot of people sitting
We're
here.
joined today by an
And they're immediately going straight for this.
Welcome, Professor. So a housing
I'm gonna put you
shortage is
back over
bad
here.
for the people trying to move here, right?
Humans are programmed
Now they
to
should
desire
only go
certain
in
representations within ideological rewards.
where I want them to. They're not. Maybe this is too close to that main road.
Actual rewards enjoyed.
If I move you back here, how do you get in there?
Right, well, one final question, Professor. Is the housing shortage going to make me richer?
By certain metrics, perhaps yes, in the short
Looks like it's
run.
doing
I
it.
like the sound of that.
But what we
Now,
are
they do
discussing is
create a
study
lot of
the
traffic in the
statistical
surrounding areas.
abstraction and its effect on the human.
As you
Thank
can see.
you, Professor.
Something we need to keep in mind.
Interesting
over
news
here.
from the city's export division.
Put another one over here.
Sources tell us that
This
our
is going to be
city has
for
more
the row
services than
houses,
we
so
know
it doesn't
what
need to
do
be
with.
a
And you know what that means, folks.
large
it
one.
means we're not cutting things close enough.
Well, no. The point is we're selling it and bringing money into local
That's right.
economy.
You could almost
Maybe this
say
one?
it's too much of a good thing.
Or we could say that we're enjoying a positive trade balance
This
and
right
the
here.
economy is booming.
Whoa.
More after this.
This area. is not set up the way that I would like it to be. So we're going to delete that. We're then going to delete some of this road. Because down this road, I want to have this as a nice incline. A sloped incline. So if I grab this button, and left, nope, that's not the right button. No, I went the wrong way. Go this way. Okay. Now we bring this road back to there. And then what I want is for this road, which is an alley, to be flat. Just like this. How would we go about doing that? I think first we go down. It's like a 10. Click this one. Push this back. And the same down here. I think I want a 30. 30 looks better. Come back in here. I'm gonna grab this alley and put it right here. And then this one. Hopefully I can reach the end of that road. I can, look at that. How does this look if we smoothen this? That's not smooth. Smoothen this out. Smoothen all this out. Push it back a little bit. Over here we do the same thing. You gotta keep in mind that houses are gonna push this back a little bit. So it's not gonna look like this forever. Oh, a little bit of lag there. Goes downhill. There's like Goldine in chat. I want that Goldine. So a story that I have about Goldine is that I was playing Pokemon Fire Red, which was the first original remakes of the first games that Pokemon came out with.
And the likelihood of hail is very
and
high.
in that
Traffic
game, there
slowdowns
is
and
a
damage to
safari
crops
zone,
and property are
which
expected.
you go in there, you pay money.
Citizens are advised to
I think you
remain
pay like
indoors until the
500
situation
Pokecoins.
passes.
Is this fish low-key hot? I mean, maybe? I think you'd have to ask Markiplier. I think he did a smash or pass on Pokemon a while back. Anyway, the whole thing with the Safari Zone is that you pay 500 coins to get in. They give you 30 balls, and the whole point is to go up randomly to Pokemon, either throw the ball, throw mud, or throw bait. Throwing mud makes them easier to catch, but more likely for them to run. And the bait makes them... No, I have it the other way. Mud is harder to catch, less likely to run. Food is easier to catch, more likely to run. I think. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is that sometimes it's difficult to catch them, and they just run away from you no matter what you do. But I ran into a shiny Goldine while in the Safari Zone, and my brain went on automatic panic mode, because I thought it was going to run. I didn't like how this was flat. So I quickly just threw a ball and hoped for the best, and actually caught the shiny Goldine. And that's all I have for that story. It is my prized possession. I will never get rid of that Goldine. Not liking this, but I know it's going to look different later. We're still waiting for the city to grow ever so slowly. We have our automated messages. Has the YouTube one been updated? It has been. Okay, good. I don't think anything else needs to be updated. No, Discord's fine. This whole thing that we're doing down here was for parking lot, and I almost forgot. Go back down here, in here. Do I want this? No, that's too big. I do in fact want it. Do I want it at the corner, or do I want it further back? I think further back would be better for traffic, because they could queue up more. But I don't want it all the way at the end. So I think right here. Now people from all over the place are going to come over here and try and park there. Another thing I want to do is another parking lot up here. But seeing how this is a main artery almost, I don't know exactly where to place it, because this is also a main road for our trash department. Yes, I think that's our trash. This is our recycling center. How is this building doing? Our processing speed is pretty high, so I don't think we have to worry about our trash. Maybe we do just place... Actually, this doesn't look very used anymore. So I think we should be fine just placing a parking lot up here. I'm going to put a large one, because there is row housing up here, along with industrial stuff. So if I put you there, it should be used. I think that also gives us a tiny bit of money. Oh, we are very high on what we're earning. Can I pay back our loan? 900. We can't do 900. I can, on the other hand, do that amount. Oh, this is how much left. Gotcha. So I accept that. We have 500. We have $500,000 to pay back. That should also increase how much we're getting per hour now. But what I'm thinking about doing... Oh, we're earning money on transportation. Look at that.
We interrupt this program to bring
There's
you a
another
special
tornado
news bulletin.
somewhere.
Radar readings
I'm just
indicate
checking
a
to make sure that
tornado
they're
is
all
approaching the
at
city
100. I
and will
know
be visible
education
soon.
is not.
Citizens should
I'm gonna
seek
skip
immediate
that.
cover.
Roads is not. If I bring you up to 75 or 76, I want to know how low our budget goes. Because if we can get everything to 100% and not have to worry about it, then we know when we have to add things. Like right now, we have a need for elementary schools. We have a capacity of only 1,900 students, but we have 3,900 students waiting to go to school. So this is saying that we need another school in here. But we already have two, which should be this one here and this building here. And I think they would do fine if we increased the service thing for it. Now we're still at 13,000, so I think we might actually just upgrade. Let's see what it does when we put it at 100 in terms of how much money we lose over time. It does drop pretty far. Hopefully it doesn't go even further below 7,000. We just jumped up 4,000. Not back down. I'm gonna let this even out for a little bit. We look like we need... What is this, medium density? That would be our row houses. This looks odd being there now. Honestly, it sticking out like a sore thumb might be beneficial, just for looks. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna come down here, and I'm going to place down all the row houses. Now I'm gonna do it by square, because I don't want it to connect to this side of the road. If I do this entire area, we'll start it with just those people for now. Next thing to do would be to prevent people from parking in places I don't want them to park. Easiest way to do it is to add trees to the road, or to widen the sidewalk. I don't like widening the sidewalk because to me it looks weird being double thick. Like if you look here, this is a normal sidewalk, then you have the parking lane and then the driving lane. A double sidewalk brings it out all the way out to here, to the side of the car. And I think that, to me, looks weird. I don't like super thick sidewalks. We also need to add some buildings up here. Now this is going to take a while to
A driving advisory has been
be
issued
built
for
in.
the immediate area due to poor
How are we
road
earning?
conditions. Please exercise caution if
We're
you
doing
must
all right.
and try to stay off the streets until conditions
We
improve.
might be able
This has been a
to
local
completely
public
raise
service
up
announcement.
our road services. If not, we're going to turn down road services. Our amount went up to 16,000, so I don't know
It's time
what's
for another
exactly
question
making us
from our
money.
listeners.
I don't think
This
it's
one comes
just our
from
transportation, but it could be
the tank, no doubt.
due to that.
I know.
There's a lot of people
So
parking up
here's
here,
this
which they're
question.
allowed to.
Did you ever really ride
A lot of people waiting here too.
Dragons only allow bravest and wisest
Do
amongst
we
us to
get
mount them?
into
Why, that's a
subways?
very sage question, Axelthrall. And
We
yes,
could do
you're
a single
right.
subway
Dragons are
going back and forth
extremely
here.
selective about their friends.
So there's like
Less
one
so
station
than their
center,
enemies.
one up here for
In all
industry.
honesty, I didn't really so much
and then one down
ride
here for
the
commercial.
dragon, more like I danced upon its back while it thrashed and wrestled about as I stabbed it repeatedly with a short
Don't
sword.
know. But what I do
Yes,
know
I know.
is I want to change the music. Because we were listening to that radio station for quite a while, and I know it looped multiple times. Alright. Now another thing I usually do is separate the highway from the roundabout. So we would still have a roundabout, but instead of it being directly on the highway, we would have ramps coming off of it that connect onto it, so that there's less traffic. Right now, I don't see any traffic with the roundabouts, but the fact that I don't have it set up the way that I usually do is bugging me a little bit. What's something else we could set up? Probably specialized industry, right? So we have
This is an emergency broadcast to
a
all
tornado in the middle of our
Radar
city.
readings indicate a tornado is approaching the
That's
city
not good.
and will be visible soon.
Where's it going?
Citizens should seek
So this is going to damage our roads, I think. I know it does damage the buildings. And I think this is very loud in my ears. It is very loud in-game. Turn that down. This is honestly too loud in my ears. I feel like I'm screaming over it. Audio. Is there a weather one? There is a game volume one. Adjust the volume of all in-game sounds. That's not what I want. But wouldn't that be... If I turn you down... It's still super loud in my ears. But that was the right one, because I just turned it off completely. If I turn you back up to 50... Too loud. 25. That's better in my ears. I'm gonna now turn up the audio in OBS. It seems very loud still.
This is an emergency broadcast to all citizens.
Don't tell me there's
A heavy
another
storm
tornado.
is approaching the city. and the likelihood of hail is very
Yeah,
high.
another hailstorm.
Traffic
So,
slowdowns and damage
what
to
goes on
crops and
now
property are
is
expected.
we have to click
Citizens
on
are
the buildings
advised to
and
remain
try to fix
indoors
them, I
until the
think.
situation passes.
This is destroyed by weather. Disaster response units unavailable. That's not good. Where would you be? I don't even know. Would it be fire? Disaster control. So it's something we have to unlock. Okay. It is in fire. Would it be small shelter? It can't be small shelter. I don't know what it's called. What did that say for the unlock point? Milestone 3, large village. So it just... There's nothing here that says disaster response. Progression node, small emergency shelter. Okay. I finally found what we're supposed to get. So it is in fire, and it's this first one here. So although I'm never going to place the shelter, we needed that unlocked. Or do we need this? Is this what I wanted?
This is an emergency broadcast to all citizens.
A
Building
severe
has been
hailstorm is
Destroyed
approaching.
by a disaster.
Damage to
There might be
crops and
trap
property
survivors
is
in the building,
expected.
and there is no
We urge citizens
disaster
to
response
stay
unit available.
inside until the storm has passed.
Build a response unit upgrade to a fire station. Okay, where is our fire station? It's here. That's not the one we want. Okay. In here. City firehouse, community firehouse. Watchtower, fire station. Might be this one. Which is locked under the fire station node. Then how do we...
Who's that Pokemon?
There's a Venonat in chat. That's another Gen 1 Pokemon. And Regus also redeemed Drink Water. So, cheers, Willow. Cheers, Regus. I'm actually gonna finish it off because there's not that much left. There was more than I thought. So, because we don't have the disaster thing, I'm actually just gonna delete things. What was this? Was this the school? No, it's a medical clinic. Okay. I thought it was this school here. Hello, Tori. What you doing? Did you wake up from your nap? What? And we wonder why I always have cat hair on my nose. Okay, I'm gonna pause because they are screaming something fierce up here for the medical clinic. But what I think I have to do is just delete these. Have them be placed back in on their own. And then this parking lot, we're gonna just replace. So I'm gonna delete you. Grab that parking lot. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was this one. This seems oddly larger. I caught the Venonat. It's definitely not that one. We changed it. Was it this one? It was that one. And then the next thing we have to do is the medical clinic, which is this one. And it should be this building, which it is. Did we do any upgrades to it? I mean, there's one for more ambulances, and then there's one to hold more patients. We should be okay. It's gonna take them a little bit to get taken care of all this because there's a lot of people in those buildings. It also looks like we need a office building. Where would be a good place to do offices? Are we going to put any commercial along this road? Yes. Do we put any up here? There's not much we can do in this little short area. We could, on the other hand, connect this road straight across. Let's do that before I get distracted in building. Grab you straight over here. Done. So what I'm thinking about on this side is to add offices in this entire area. Now this is a very steep incline, so we're not going to worry about that. What I do want is grab a small road, bring you straight out this way, and then do the offices. That should be enough to satisfy the entire thing. We do still have some more room for commercial. We also have this entire road here. How are they doing up here? Do you need more ambulances? There are 5 dispatched. Well, now there's 3. Nope, they're going back and forth. As they're coming in, they're getting dispatched. Is there a way to see where they are? I don't think there is. I mean, I think that's one up here. I'm not sure. Alright. We want commercial. So we keep adding commercial up here. I'm gonna do this portion next. And then I think we can just start heavy placing them in. I don't really want them on the alleyway. We could. And then the other thing I was looking for is what industry we're going to do
We
next.
interrupt this program to bring you a
It's
special
another
news
hailstorm.
A heavy
Now,
storm is approaching the city, and the likelihood of hail is
we
very
were
high.
able to place
Traffic
all
slowdowns
4
and
of the
damage to
crops.
crops and property are expected.
We have a thing
Citizens are
of
advised
coal
to
over
remain
here.
indoors until the situation
We have some
passes.
stone right here. We would need another ore deposit for ore, which would either be right here or way out here. Both are not in the city, so we would have to buy another plot just to build there. We could do trees. I think I was thinking of doing trees up here on this plateau. Not because there is trees, but because I think it would look cool being on a plateau. This little portion of land. Could have the main road coming straight up here, like we had originally planned. I think that would be 2 squares to get set up the way that I want it to be. How are we doing on money? 12,000 an hour. So just to make sure services are all at 100 now. It seems like occasionally we're not making money on our transportation. Well, right now our maintenance is like double our transportation.
We interrupt this
That's
program
okay.
to bring you a special news bulletin.
A severe hailstorm is
Budget,
approaching.
I think we
Damage to
can
crops and
pay
property is
back a
expected.
lot of our loan.
We urge citizens to stay inside until the storm is passed.
No, we only have like 200,000. Okay. We're not even halfway to paying off half the loan that we currently
This
have.
is an emergency broadcast.
2
to all
hailstorms back to
citizens.
back.
A
I
severe hailstorm is
hate
approaching.
this.
Damage to crops and property is expected. We urge citizens to stay
How are we doing
inside until
on-
the storm has passed.
Production. Somehow we're in a deficit for... Oh, I see what it does. Okay. So our industry buildings are requesting a lot of crude oil that we just don't have. We only have a little bit of ore request, and we have 0.2 tons of wood. So we definitely are going to do wood next as our industry. We have a little need for commercial, so let's put some more commercial. I'm going to do that area. We do have a little bit of a need for offices, so we could do this portion of road here. How would we go about having a boat area? I think coming out down here would be a good option. How flat is this area? It is not flat at all. So we would definitely pick a spot out here for boats to get up here, but then push this back. They don't have access to boats yet, though. We do have trains. I could do a small train line inside the city. Obviously not with the current, that's the depot that I have here, okay. So we would need a big space for the depot, which takes up 1 square almost on its own. Can we put an upgrade on this so that we don't have to worry about... No. Not the way that I was thinking of. Are we doing okay on our vehicles? We are. We're getting them gone. Actually, that is a hearse. That's not even a request for ambulance. And it looks like these are building back up. So that's good. Did it say that we had zoning down over here? No. What does green mean? Is it customers? Oh, it is where our customers are the most. Or it's the access to customers? I mean, if it was access to customers, this would be green. So that's where they live, I think. Yeah. How are we doing on communication here? There's no mailboxes over here. Let's put one there. This also looks a little red.
We interrupt this
There's
program.
another
A
hailstorm.
severe hailstorm is approaching.
Go lose my
Damage
mind
to
with it.
crops and property is expected. We urge citizens
Is it time
stay
to do a
inside
post
until the storm
office?
is passed.
Or yeah, just the post office. Handles local incoming and outgoing mail. Post vans pick up mail from mailboxes around the city. Citizens can also drop off their mail directly at the office. Can be upgraded with a storage extension. What we've been placing are boxes used by citizens to send out their mail. Post office vehicles pick up the mail periodically. So this whole time we needed a post office for it to do anything? I'm gonna do the small one. Now this is a little guy. Where can I put a little guy? Can I put a little guy up here? On this road? I can, look at that. Little itty bitty guy. And its increase is right on the building itself. How much does it increase them by? Oh, it's an extended storage. How much? Oh, by 10,000. Okay. I'm okay with that then. Can't even put service parking on the parking spaces. Alright, something I want to do is prevent them from parking in this little corner piece on the roads. So I'm going to try and make this area look a little bit better, while also preventing people from parking. Now, if you noticed, every time I placed one of those grass pieces, the parking of the surrounding area got thicker. I think I can just do this. Yeah, look at that. It actually pushes the vehicles to the nearest parking area. Alright. I don't know what to go with next, because we're not really...
This is an emergency
demanding a
broadcast
lot.
to all citizens.
A heavy storm is approaching the city, and the likelihood of hail is very high. Traffic slowdowns
And we
and
have
damage to
zero
crops and
demand
property
for
are
high-density
expected.
residential.
Citizens are advised to remain indoors until the situation passes.
We are still making a decent amount of money. We are at the point where we're halfway to paying off more of the loan. So I go to there. Should be gaining even more money. The monthly cost went from like 25,000 to 8,000. So that might have got us a skyrocketing in earning money. Now I have quite a lot of points that we could use. So let's see, let's go through here and see what we could use. What would benefit us now. Road stuff? Roundabouts? Don't we already have roundabouts? Let's unlock it. It's only 1 point. I don't really need to do anything with parking or bridges. We could do power regulation stuff. Wait, are we not doing coal? What are we burning if we don't have a coal power plant? No, that's a coal power plant. I don't know what that unlock is for then.
Who's that Pokemon?
There is a Pharaoh Thorn in chat. A large, more powerful coal-burning power production facility generates high amounts of air-ground noise pollution, like its smaller counterpart. Oh, what we have is a small power plant. I gotcha. What about water? We could do the water treatment plant, which would treat the wastewater, and we wouldn't be polluting the water. Yeah, I don't want them either, Sophie. That's why I ignored it. How is... First, I want to get rid of these icons. If you just put your mouse over them, when you close out of it, it shows that you looked at them. Oh, it just unlocks more roundabouts, but we had some. Gotcha. This overlay, we want water pollution. So we only have a little bit of pollution here. And then this is underground water. How about ground pollution? There's a little bit of pollution. Why is there pollution here? That might have been where our old coal place was. I think that's what it was. So we have pollution where industries are, except for farming. And we have pollution where this industry and trash collection is. Our air pollution is going up and over the mountains, so it's not going into our city, making our city sick. We do have a tiny amount of air pollution from our 2 mining facilities, but I don't think it's doing much. We also just set my alarm for us to have to raid out. So before we do that, we're gonna do a whole 2 polls. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to catch me live, I stream on Mondays and Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. EST, and on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. EST.